Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Dale. It's nice to see everybody here. It's a big crowd, and we like to play to crowds. Otherwise, it's just another rehearsal for us. We've been organized now for 10 years, and as years go by, we grab another few out of the sidewalk and bring them in, and we're now up to about 25. And to find 25 clarinet players in the Sun City area is no easy match. We have clarinets from all walks of life, the clarinet horns, I mean, not the people that are playing. We have the regular clarinet. John, do you want to stand up and show there? This is what you're used to, the B-flat clarinet. We have about 12 of those or so, 15 somewhat. Now, a little bit lower in pitch is the alto clarinet. We have two of those. You gentlemen want to show them? They're not saxophones, by the way. They're clarinets. Then go down in pitch a little more. We have the bass clarinet. Somebody in the bass clarinet stand up and show us. Gary? The bass clarinet is just an octave below the regular clarinet, so you can kind of get an idea what the pitch is. And we have a granddaddy too. We have a contralto clarinet. Here, Ray. That gives a good foundation to the group. We brought our music in before we came in, so I kind of like to spend about 15 seconds tuning up, and then we'll start with the first number, which is, do you have programs on the table? Okay, the program will be followed except for one number, and that's the Great Gate of Kiev. We crossed it out. So we'll try to follow the rest of the numbers as printed. I'd like to start with a little lively number. That's a Mexican march called Amparita Roca. It's fairly old, and it's in the arrangement. And I noticed in the Midwest Band Clinic in Chicago that they have every year, that one of the bands there had this on its program. And I was kind of surprised. I thought maybe they listened to our email or something and got the idea. This next number was written by a composer from Belgium, contemporary composer, that wrote music for all band or wind groups. Sometimes he's called the John Philip Sousa of Belgium, because he has a lot of band music that he's written. This next number is just called Moods. It was written especially for clarinet choir. And well, I wanted to tell you that this particular music we got over the internet from Belgium. So we didn't have to pay any postage and all. And all I had to do was just duplicate it, and there's no copyright or anything on it. So this is the best way to get music. make sure I got the right tune. I don't know if anybody has ever heard of this, but it was written by Sir Arthur Sullivan. It's called HMS Pinafore. These are tunes from that particular opera. course, that was Edelweiss. Edelweiss, one of those. This next number was written especially for clarinet choir. It's called Caprice for clarinet. The composer is a composer that has written extensive works for concert band, and he extended himself a little bit and was nice enough to play or write just for clarinets. So this is called Caprice. We have a member of the concert band that wanted to write some music for our group, and so I said, fine, what would you like to write? He said, well, I'm from the old country. How about Moonlight Serenade? Fine. clarinet choir before. Oh, what an astounding response. What do you think of it? What do you think of itself, huh? Maybe we ought to go on the road.
Not too far.
Not too far, she said. This next number was our favorite about 10 years ago. We used it for a theme song. It's called Clarabelle. And strange as it seems, a lady named Clarabelle came up to talk to me this last week and wanted to know whether she was from First Presbyterian Church, which I think is still in Sun City, isn't it? I'm kidding. She wanted us to play for one of their teas next December, I believe it is. That's the first time I'd ever met anybody named Clarabelle, so I was really impressed. Because we always thought that Clarabelle was a clown, or a cow. So now we know there's a real life Clarabelle in Sun City. That number was also written by that Belgian composer that I talked about previously. So it was a cheap piece of music. This next number is called Dance of the Buffoons.
We're all here.
It's a Rimsky-Korsakov number, and we're not quite taking it up to speed because we haven't had it for 16 years. We've only had it for about 16 months, so bear with us. We enjoy it, and I hope you do too. piece was, we played that just for me, because when I was about 10 or 12 years old, we didn't have TV, we had radio, then you had stereo, it was just radio, Philco, I think was his name. And I would lay on my back with the radio behind me so I could get stereo in my ears. And I had a favorite radio program, and this was the theme song for that. And I don't remember what the name of the program was, but I fell in love with that song. It was just recently that I found that there was arrangement for clarinet choir, so happy days. How many have heard that before? Probably heard it a little bit faster than we got. Yeah. I will skip over to Music of the Night. I think you'll enjoy this. Andrew Lloyd Webber's Music of the Night from Phantom of the Opera. Did you like that? We loved it. This is the ending. One more number, our final number, is a march, taken from the concert band literature, Emblem of Unity by J.J. Richards. I want to thank you for paying attention, not visiting with your neighbor, and doing good concert etiquette. You taught him well, Dan.
Well, it's not over yet.
Oh.